Supporting the West Ham is why we drink. It's like hanging at the pub with your West Ham mates. Come on, you Irons!
Happy New Year! Woo! Okay, we should have warned them to turn the volume down, shouldn't we, poor sods? Welcome to episode 20. My name's Wayne McMullen, and I'm sitting opposite...
Adam, is this really episode 20?
This is bloody 20,
Oh my God,
mate.
it's 2020 and it's episode 20.
Oh my God, our first episode of 2020 is 20.
That's amazing.
2020.
Just like my vision, 2020.
Yeah, Is that with or without alcohol?
No, I've had laser eye surgery. I can see through things.
Laser eyes. Yeah, careful, Adam. You might shoot me with those laser eyes you've got.
I'm not an X-Man.
They're incredible. They're incredible implants. They look almost like regular eyes, apart from the fact that one points one way and the other one points the other.
Well, the other one's looking at you. No, I won't say
Yeah, you won't say. You won't say it. But it was a good start of the new year, wasn't it?
I mean, obviously we'll get into it a bit more later on, but I've been saying for a while, Pellegrini's time's up and it's time for a new guy in. So,
oh yeah, I remember that, Adam.
It was a good start.
I remember that right before you cried and said, "Stop picking on poor Pellegrini. He's such a nice guy."
I definitely didn't say that.
I want to stick with him. For our first bunch of years, we had 17 managers, and I think it's a tradition that we should keep our manager and give him a good shot.
And we sure did, didn't we? Because we didn't get a new manager. We still had the exact same number of managers.
Exactly.
I mean, so I'm happy. At least our statistic hasn't been messed up.
I'm definitely happy. I love the fact that we've got David Moyes in there, the Moyesiah.
Yeah, he's such a superstar. Of all the managers available,
most incredible
he definitely
manager
would have been my first choice.
It really is. Yeah, definitely my first choice as well, especially after that last result.
Oh, amazing. Well, we'll get into that a little bit later on.
He's trying to cut me off. Did you notice that?
Well, we're going to talk about that and what was that?
Okay. We actually had a big thing happen about a month ago, didn't we?
Oh, did we?
Yeah, well, we actually met two of our real listeners, as opposed to fake ones that we put on here all the time.
Oh, yeah, we did. Actually, I was with them last night.
You kidding me? What, no. Brady and Bianca?
Yeah, Brady and Bianca.
Bianca.
Say her name right, you racist.
No, I said Bianca because I've been watching the EastEnders all week.
All right, Bianca.
Come on, Bianca.
Actually, I prefer that. I don't think she'll mind. Yeah, they're listeners and they've joined the Dallas Hammers. I think, where did they move from?
Oh,
was it Arkansas?
Yeah, Arkansas.
That's
Arkansas. Did you know that the toothbrush was actually invented there?
No.
Yeah, it was, because if it had been invented anywhere else, it'd be a teeth brush.
Oh, God. Oh, that is awful.
I don't know if we have any groups up there.
If we do, they don't listen anymore.
They don't listen, not anymore. Let's offend one of the 50 states of America.
We still want Americans, but we couldn't find one, so we've got an English guy with us today.
Exactly. So, well, introduce who we got over there as the English guy.
So one of my mates is over visiting as a season ticket holder, and in fact, the person who came up with the name of the Pie and Mashup segment. So Rory Littlebury, say hello to everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Well, that was really, really cool.
Well, if you hear some laughing in the background or someone attempting to talk, that'll be Rory.
It probably will be. So we've got a lot coming up on the show today. We've got social shenanigans coming up. We've got the top 5. Since Jimmy died, we've removed the top 10 and made it a top 5. And then, of course, Pie Mashup and with our special guest host, what's his face? What's his name?
You've forgotten his name already.
Yeah, what's his name?
What's his name? Don't say it.
Laurie. Geordie.
Well,
Rory.
Hey, have you remembered our sponsor yet, Wayne?
It's Betway, mate.
I know, it's written on my shirt.
Thanks for wearing that today, or I would have forgotten all about it.
It's just to help you out.
I'm never going to live that down, am I?
Never.
But I think we should first kick off with a little bit of...
What was that?
We're going to scoot over a couple of results because there's been a few games since we were last...
12 of them, right?
In your ears. So we lost to Crystal Palace. You thought that we would win 4-2.
Did I say 4-2? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah.
And I said 2-1. And what was the score?
You said we would win 2-1.
What was the score?
We said 2-1.
What was it? 2-1.
So
and
which
I
is
said
like
2-1.
a complete negative opposite of what it was that you actually said.
I said 2-1. The score was 2-1. Okay.
Rory, has he always been like the sort of person that has to be right?
Nodding doesn't really come off very well on a podcast, Raw. Just so you know. Probably going to have to say something if you want people to know.
When Adam's wrong, he shouts at his mates.
That's why I've got his volume turned down a lot. That's why I always have to turn it down. He's like, why isn't my volume as loud as yours? Because I don't want to be deaf. What was the next game, Adam?
Okay, so yeah, we both got that wrong.
We're not going to talk about that.
No, we both got that wrong. But the Leicester game, I said we would lose 2-1. You said we would lose 4-0.
No, I said 4-2.
Did you?
Yeah, I did, because remember you corrected me on that before we started.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Hang on. You know what? I don't know what's going on.
Who cares? We lost.
We lost, blah, blah, blah. We lost
whatever.
Leicester's B team. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
then
terrible.
we played Bournemouth, and we didn't predict the game because we'd already, we're predicting to try and stay alive.
I got a question for you, though. If you had predicted the game, honest truth, hand held on heart, swear on your mum's packages of chocolate that she sends over, okay, which means I know he will tell the truth. What would you have thought we'd have done with Moyes in charge?
That's really tough.
It is tough.
I think if I'm being 100% honest,
4-0.
I think I'd probably have to say I'd have predicted 4-0.
Do you think that we got the manager bounce, or do you think it was a fluke? What do you think about that match? Come on, you're the one with the technical knowledge. You keep saying.
No, I think we definitely got the manager bounce. We were all expecting the general West Ham rule is teams go on a streak of being horrendous, and then they play West Ham, and the streak ends.
And if you notice that every single manager that we were rumoured as possibly being interested in has gone totally down the toilet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So let's just pick up a manager that we used to have who we didn't renew his contract and hasn't been in work since.
Exactly. What was your highlight of that game?
Haller goal was great.
Oh, was
His pointless
that's the
French
second one he's done like
celebration
that, right?
I wasn't a fan of.
Yeah, it wasn't. There was no celebration, was it? Fornals jumped on his back and he just stood there like.
I know. It's very moody.
I was disappointed in it.
Like I don't get why
Not the
players
goal,
do
just
that.
the celebration. So it was like. Screw you! I'm brilliant.
Oh, I am. You have been doubting me. I am Haller. I could do what I want to do.
Guess this year you're going to be the one that does the bad accents, are you?
But what I will say, a few little Premier League stats now because of that game. West Ham have scored more Premier League goals this decade than any other club. Not only that,
do you think we keep that up for long?
No other. Oh, actually, in the Premier League as well, because there were cup games today. Forget that. In the Premier League, nobody this decade has scored more goals than Mark Noble.
Incredible. He's the most prolific goal scorer to play in the Premier League in the decade of 2020.
I mean, there aren't that many players who have scored goals in 3 different decades for the same club.
It's true. It's true. The man, and I tell you what, he played a blinder of a match, didn't he?
Yeah, he was class.
He was unbelievable. They all did. I mean, it was shocking.
Raw, what did you think of the game?
So every single
into the mic. Really, you got to
yank my head off.
Adam's grabbing him by the back of the head and shoving it into the mic there. It's like,
is this how you treat all your guests?
well, I think he's only the second one we've had, isn't he, really?
My thoughts on the game, having now recovered from being in a headlock. Well, I'm not that surprised. So as Adam said, I'm a season ticket holder, and every single season I miss the best game. Every single year. So the game that we beat,
but it doesn't make any difference, because Adam says you live in the cucumber sandwiches section, right?
No.
That's where he sits, rather.
No, I've not got a corporate ticket. I'm in the 1966 seat, so it's a little bit padded, a little bit better, but it's not in the corporate. It's in the East stand.
Isn't that really quiet? Isn't that really quiet area?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
Do you like it quiet?
So we.
Do you like it quiet?
I'm friends with Adam, so the answers are resounding.
Obviously not.
Oh dear, no, great game, and do you know what? I think Moyes just told the players, keep it simple, keep it basic, keep tight, keep your shape. We're going to have Haller up front, Anderson off him, keep him busy, and it worked.
You know what I think he told him? We said in
the pub, didn't we, when he was giving Snodgrass instructions on the sideline.
You need translators.
Those two are the only ones who knows what's going on there.
Everybody else in the team is going, what the hell did this guy just say? And Snodgrass is saying, don't worry about it, just do it.
Well, it worked.
Let's hope he does that every bloody week. So we got Gillingham coming up next, haven't we?
I just hope that we don't make changes. Here's the thing. Every Christmas, usually our fixture list is absolutely horrendous. But for the first time in pretty much ever, because of the Liverpool game, our players haven't played a lot. There really is no reason for him to have to rest any players for this match.
I hope he plays Fabianski.
I hope he plays the same team that just won 4-0 against Bournemouth. Because right now, what West Ham need is some consistency. They need to come together as the same group of players, know what each other's going to do, and then we can start to build a little bit.
No, I agree with you, mate. It does frighten me, though, the thought that some of those players are going to be rested.
So what do you reckon? We're going to lose 2-0?
Do you think we're going to lose by that small amount?
No.
I don't want to predict this one.
I'm going 3-0 to West Ham. But I'm getting flashbacks to the last League Cup game.
Yeah, what did you predict for that one where we got stomped?
I was like, we're going to destroy this team, and then we lost.
Yeah, I'm going to say 2-0.
Right, I'm
win.
doing 3-0.
2-0. Quite honestly, I don't care what the scoreline is as long as we bloody win it.
True. How about, and then after that, it's going to be Sheffield United.
That's going to be a tough match. They're playing really, really well.
I think we're going to win.
And it's at their stadium.
I think we're going to win.
You think so?
I'm going to predict 3-1 to West Ham. I'm confident.
Okay. 2-2. Draw.
Hey, Raw, do you want a prediction? Tough, you don't get one.
Yeah, forget it. He's already spoken already.
I mean, we should probably, mention the board a little bit, right? What's your current thoughts?
You know, I'm very pragmatic about it. I'm like, what's the point of even worrying about it, quite frankly? It's not like anything we say or do is going to change anything. So, you know, it is what it is.
I've thought this from the very start. You know, they've got this club to buy the stadium, to sell the club, to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And here's the key thing to remember is this. You know, like with anything, if you buy a house to turn it around and sell it for a profit, you're not going to spend 20 grand putting in really nice shutter blinds on everything. Like, all you're going to do is paper over cracks.
Was that one of the promises they made, that they were going to put shuttered blinds on everything in the stadium?
Yeah, it was meant to be air conditioned, wasn't it?
That's right, air conditioned, shuttered blinds, and
we're meant to be able
day.
to be close to the field, but they're not trying to put a lot of money into it because they just want to like get rid of it to a rich person.
So you bored in or bored out?
I think that they're going to be there until they can buy the stadium or be given it for nothing, and then they'll sell the club. There's no point in getting rid of them now.
Here's what I think. I think actually that Sullivan really likes being god of West Ham.
Of course he does.
And I think that he wants to pass his godship down to his son.
But it's not going to happen. He's not going to pass the club down. They will not keep the club.
I think he will. I mean,
in 5 years' time,
I'm hoping
they will not own the West Ham United.
I'm hoping he'll trip over his fluffy hat and fall over, and then Jack will be the new...
No chance. Half the clubs in the Premier League, you wouldn't even know the names of their owners because they do their job and they hire other people to run their club.
Other people to run it, yeah.
And, you know,
Unless your name's Mike Ashley.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing. Look at Newcastle.
Yeah, they're terrible.
You know, bouncing up and down through the divisions, same as us. You know, they run like a joke, just like us. We know how it is.
Down more than a stripper on Paul.
Was that your Mike Ashley impression?
Yeah, it was.
That's from the south, isn't he?
Mike Ashley, is he from London?
Yeah, they call him a Cockney, don't they?
Oh, really?
Oh, you're right, actually. Yeah. Well, we don't care. It's a West Ham podcast.
All right, I think it's time for...
Social shenanigans.
You didn't even pronounce it right. Social.
Social?
Why did you say social?
Because it's correct.
Dickhead.
Plonker.
Social
shenanigans.
How do we introduce social shenanigans? Do I say welcome to social shenanigans?
It's that you don't even remember how you do. So I'm just that was the introduction, Adam.
Well, look, I got confused.
How do you?
I didn't hear the jingle.
How do you?
You didn't put the bloody jingle on,
oh,
so
gosh,
I didn't know.
He's only heard it 19 times before now.
Anyway, thank you for our new followers on Twitter. We've got at 2207 Hammer, Vicky Shiva, Annette 0344. Is that a phone number?
That's why I asked
I'm
you
not
to do
reading out
this.
a phone number.
It's not. It's
at
on
Yellow Card Podcast.
And of course, we've got our Facebook followers as well, which is Luke Giles, Rebecca Groom, and Charlie Knott. I think that since we've got a little bit of a guest here in the studio, we should ask Rory if he wants to do one of his social shenanigans.
Good idea.
This would be awkward if I was just like, no, I'm fine, thanks, guys. You two crack on.
No.
So no, I've got
the podcast, so you know he cuts it all out anyway. It really is irrelevant what you say. If you don't like it won't make the
I'll just re-record it with my voice. Don't worry about it.
That's what it does to me as well.
Genius.
I like the idea of him putting those sound clips into the Christmas carols, but it made me sound so out of tune.
You were out of tune, mate.
Well, because you messed around.
Even without it, Rory. Even without it, he was out of tune.
I didn't have a track. I didn't have any notes.
I wasn't out of tune. I sing perfectly in tune. I bet you sing in tune.
You re-recorded yours.
I didn't re-record
Wayne, how
it.
do you deal with this diva?
It's, you know what? I'm desperate for something to do this with. What can I say? So come on, watch a bloody tweet, Rory.
Well, it's not a tweet. I've got something on one of the fans forums, which I thought was quite interesting, and it feeds into what Adam was saying about the board looking to sell. So the LLDC accounts have just been published. I don't know if either of you guys have seen this. So the stadium is valued by independent.
You didn't tell me this was going to be boring, Adam. You said he'd have a good one.
Hold on.
Bloody.
Hold on. The stadium is valued by independent valuers based upon blah, 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 blah. Based on all of the factors, the current fair value of the Olympic Stadium is £0. Nothing. It is not worth a single penny.
It loses money every year,
It is
doesn't
not worth anything in their accounts.
And I've said this before, like when they eventually get the stadium, they will give it to them because they're making a loss on it every year. And so there's no surprise. At some point, they're going to have to.
What's the
give
year
it away.
cut-off date that we have where they can make more money on it or something? Is it like 2023 or something?
I think I've heard in 2021, if they sell up, then they don't have to pay Newham anything.
That's a big deal. I mean, they're going to want every penny they can get out of it. Well, I've got a tweet, and it's actually it's sort of about the board as well. It's from Canning Town Len. You know, he does some great stuff. If you haven't checked out Canning Town Len's Twitter account, go check it out. And there's a link obviously for his YouTube channel.
It is really funny.
Oh, hello there. We'd like to start the year with a couple of thank yous. Firstly, thanks to Downwell Group for buying an advert. Your custom has unlocked a Downwell truck and an animated version of John Golding. It's fantastic. Also, we'd like to give a thank you to the fans that have suggested transfer targets in the January transfer window. It seems like some of you want us to dabble in the Eastern European market with a couple of players called Sell Up and Fuck Off. If we employ another scout or two, we'll get them to have a gander. Until then, keep your expectations low and Happy New Year.
I just love his stuff. Yeah, can you think of any other players that we're interested in?
There's probably Didier Drogba.
Didier Drogba. Yeah, that came completely out of the blue. I had no idea where that was coming from because I said that we got that Russian guy called Ivor Piece of Shit.
And then there's that guy from Spain in there, Giuseppe Costa Fortune.
Go check out Len's stuff. It's really great. And he's got a special on Amazon Prime right now as well. I haven't watched it because I don't have Amazon Prime, but go check that out.
I do have Amazon Prime.
You should watch it then.
I will.
I think Evan Martin's on it.
Oh, legend.
Yeah, brilliant. So anyway, what's your tweet, Adam? You got to have one, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I actually do. So I've got this one from at Adam Frag Frankel.
Hold on. We're supposed to be like reading tweets from other people. Do you just sit at home at night in bed going, oh, this would be an interesting one that I could read out about myself on the podcast? Is that what you do?
Well, I mean, I don't really get shown in the best light thanks to you, so I figured I'll try and do something to change that. No,
that's what friends are for.
What I will say is at Gary_Killington, he put a link to the H list. Really good article. And I really agree with most that's in there, and it's to do with the board and their motives. And I think I'm going to retweet that right now.
So go back 3 days on your timeline.
If I finish...
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, do you know what it's time for now?
Is it time to go...
It's time to go for... Wait, but before we do...
What?
We've upgraded the sound effect. This was taken live from a Lamborghini just before Christmas. There was a guy dressed up as a snowman in the front seat.
Saw him.
And thankfully he allowed us the recording of this. So let's go for West Ham!
Whoa! Bloody hell, somebody saved that snowman.
All right, just like Antonio, it's time for us to go full West Ham.
Who's it by?
By Jack Gambardella.
Hey, he argued with me last time. I said this, says you need to mention Jack's name more.
He gets mentioned every week. I don't think he even listens to the podcast, to be honest.
Jack, if you are listening, send us a tweet. If you aren't listening, send us a tweet as well.
Anyway, what I will say before we go for West Ham, he posted another one after the Palace game saying, his first goal for Crystal Palace after 48 games against West Ham. Well, I never. You know, I told him he should save them up, and then we should try and get him on the podcast
We should
do
do.
an updated top 5 at the end of the season.
Because, I mean, that's definitely one for this year.
Yeah, that's true.
And look, we're only a couple of days into the season. We got 2 already.
Yeah, that's true. Well, here we go. Number 35 of 50. The emails were released from West Ham to agree a deal with Sporting for William Carvalho. We threatened to loan a player from PSG if Sporting didn't agree to let us pay in instalments over 2 years. Their chairman then infamously called our owners the Dildo Brothers.
Did you know that, Rory? That he infamously, could, or even infamously.
Did I say?
You said infamously, mate.
I think his name's Carvalho as well.
Yeah, Carvalho. Adam's not good with names.
All right,
as you know from the last
pedantics.
one.
I mean,
I get it right, mate.
all
But
right.
you know, I mean, I tell you what. Though,
All right, you read the next one then, you prick.
Jack's tweets are rather infamous, aren't they?
Go on then. You do the next one.
Okay.
Number 34.
Number 34. How could it end badly for a player who scored the winning goal for West Ham against Spurs on his debut? Oh, yeah, right. Danny.
Danny? That's not how you say his name, is it?
Was doing well, but I'm going to stick with it. But was dropped to make his future transfer fee come down. Danny obviously objected to this, and he never returned.
Danny who? Danny Williamson?
Danny, that bird.
My
who's a
mate
pastry
Danny
girl.
Brock?
No, I said pastry girl. Danny Boots.
Darnie.
Darnie. Oh, okay, perfect.
It's Portuguese.
So yeah,
What?
he still said.
Shut up,
Carvalho.
Rory.
Come on.
Who let him be on this podcast?
I know it's getting very toxic here, isn't it? Very toxic.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of toxic tweets on social media the last week or so. It's like I don't like hearing it.
Oh, like, what was the one that you thought was most toxic?
It's hard to choose just one, mate, to be honest. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, you know, just people sniping at each other and people's opinions and calling them like wankers and stuff because they have a bad opinion.
Yeah.
Or they have a different opinion.
Anyway, you're toxic, so's Britney Spears.
So I think it
You're
might...
toxic.
You are so bad. You are so bad. I think for a little bit of a mix-up of our Jimmy segment.
Oh, because this is going to go well.
It's going to go brilliantly, mate.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm sure the listeners...
Rory, let me tell you. So, you know, the number one rule about improv is...
Yes.
And. So Adam goes, yes, and I'm going to be negative about it.
It's our top 5 with West Ham's Why We Drink lunatics, Wayne and Adam.
So excited about this segment,
You had
mate.
no idea about this, did you? You had no idea at all.
Okay.
Well, you know, we did the top 10 with our dearly departed Jimmy.
there was one that was really funny.
Brilliant.
Came out of nowhere.
Came out of nowhere.
I know, I didn't see it coming at all.
So we decided that 10 was too many, didn't we?
Yeah, it was.
I'm going to read the top 5, and then afterwards you have to tell me which manager said this quote.
All of them?
So these are the top 5 quotes from West Ham managers.
Are they all from the same manager?
No, not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they're all from... So you have to guess who the manager is.
I wish that I had more Red Bull in my whiskey, but I don't.
Do you want another whiskey? I've got one here. Hello. So anyway, coming straight in at number 5. All this tippy-tappy stuff everybody keeps going on about as the right way to play football is a load of old bollocks.
Oh, I wonder who that was here, lad. Not sure about that one.
Who do you think it was then, mate?
Don't know. Probably Big Fat Sam.
I think you're probably right.
Of course I am.
He's probably right. So this is a great opportunity for you to show off your prowess at actually doing voices, Adam.
Yeah, but that's the only one I can do.
Yeah.
The others are shite.
So, well, it's a shame I've got every other quote is Fat Sam as well.
I hope it is.
So here we go. Coming in at number 4. By the look of him, he must have headed a lot of balls.
I mean, that could have been anyone.
It was about Ian Dowie.
Oh, then it's probably Harry Redknapp.
You're 100% correct, mate.
Well, you gave it away, really, by telling me who the player was.
Because it could have been anyone, couldn't it?
He looks... Ian Dowie always looked a little bit like Quasimodo, didn't he?
He'd been bricked a couple of times before each match.
Do you remember that time he headed the ball from like the edge of the area into our own goal?
Yeah. Was it Stockport?
I can't remember, but yeah, class player.
Yeah, definitely a class
Next,
player.
number 3.
Number 3. Okay. Of course I like it when we're winning. Of course it's brilliant. It's like when you come to a pub that's full of women. You will like it.
Okay, that's got to be Slaven because that's a pirate sort of thing to say. I can imagine. Like, this is like a pirate. It's like being at a pub, being a wench over because he's got an earring and he's like,
He didn't even get any stick for that, did he?
I don't know.
It's a bit sexist.
Yeah, you're the expert on sexism, mate. You're right.
Well,
being a man of equality, that
I am
sort
a
of
man
stuff.
of equality.
That's me.
I'm not the one that had the rant about Chelsea rent boys. Okay. Number 2. I don't know the Spanish for on the Ed son, but I'm working on it.
And some of these repeats, can I just be sure?
No.
They're all separate managers.
Some of them might be.
Because, I mean, all right, fine.
Cool,
do
bloody-
it again.
Well-
Do it one more time. Well, I'm 3 for 3 now. It matters all of a sudden.
I don't know the Spanish. I don't know the Spanish for on the Ed son, but I'm working on it.
Okay, so let's think. Who signed a Spanish?
Smelling burning rope in here or something.
Hang on a minute. Wait. Who's Pardew?
Bloody hell.
Yes.
Who was it about?
I'm guessing Tevez.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Okay, so here you go. Final one. The number 1 stupid quote said by a West Ham manager.
Wait. Before you say it, I mean, I'm trying to think. Who's the dumbest of our managers? Oh, gosh. It's probably going to be David Moyes or something. Well, anyway, I'll let you...
Did you take a peek?
Is it actually David Moyes?
Hold on, let me read it out. Let me read it out.
I'm so glad Rory's here because otherwise people could literally be like, "Oh, you've played that one off." But I've got proof that, like, go on.
Okay, my missus fancies him. Even I don't know whether to play him or fuck him.
Oh, okay, maybe that.
You think that's David Moyes? Do you?
Maybe not. Although the way you said it, now I'm like, I don't know if you were like tricking me. I wouldn't actually say David Moyes now after hearing that.
Do you want to do it in a Scottish accent?
Yeah, do
my
it.
missus fancies him. Even I don't know whether to play him or fuck him.
Maybe it's David Moyes then.
I think I know this, and I think I know who he's talking about. I won't say that.
Hang on, let me think. Who would say that? It's not an Avram Grant thing to say.
Was Avram Grant married?
Who knows? Oh, this is annoying. I think I'm forgetting. Maybe I should just say. Give me it one more time.
Bloody, how many times do I have to read this?
I hope you're going to bleep it out. It's
Any accent?
it's the offensiveness of the swearing in it, Wayne.
Okay, well, I will change the word fuck to something else then, Adam. How does that sound?
My ears! My poor precious ears! Please, can we watch the language? You know how much it offends me.
My missus fancies him. Even I don't know whether to play him or to fuck him.
I actually do think it might be Moyes. I'm going to stick with what my original guess was.
Bloody hell. Harry Redknapp, you prat.
About Darnay.
Yeah, about Darnay.
Do you mean Danny?
Yeah, Danny. About his little mate Danny.
Yeah, I was going to say.
There you go.
Maybe you
but
should.
I'll tell you what, 4 out of 5, mate. I mean, you know what? You did bloody good on that. What? You were a big fan of Harry Redknapp, weren't you?
Yeah, we've talked about him every week. I love him.
I think he's brilliant. Would you have been upset if he had been the interim manager?
I would have preferred him to have come back.
You really would?
Yep.
I think it would have been interesting.
But
How do you think it would have dealt with like some of the players, you know, some of the older players?
I think really he's been
that
out of
he
the game.
offended?
I think he's just been out of the game a bit too long now, to be honest.
Well, unless you count, you know, I'm a celebrity, get me out of here as a game.
Well, it's not the same game, is it?
Really not the same game. It's much more technical.
Yeah. I actually watched that. That was when I was deported. It's the only time I've ever watched I'm a Celebrity.
Not many people in the West End podcasting world can turn around and say that their partner in crime got deported.
Yeah, for crimes against humanity.
Yeah, exactly. Crimes against podcasting humanity.
Yeah. Crimes. My exact crime officially was for not being executive or managerial enough.
Well, look at the way he dresses, right?
I'm in a West Ham shirt. We're recording a West Ham podcast, you muppet. You think you're going to a concert?
I am. I'm wearing the Who.
So who?
I wish you'd all just fade away.
Hang on. Isn't that the Rolling Stones?
No, oh, come on. Adam, please.
Isn't that the
Please. The Rolling Stones?
I thought that
My
was like-
generation is the bloody Who, you plonker.
Is it?
Yes. People try to put us down.
I thought that was the Rolling Stones. Is
Just
that not the Rolling
because
Stones?
we get around.
I'm checking on Spotify.
Oh, he actually has to check it. The plonker has to check it. You know what? I had some respect for you for winning 4 out of 5 on the last thing.
Talking of which,
oh
at the
my
pub,
God.
they're all talking about some singer called Chuck Norris, who I've never heard of.
No, Chuck Berry, you total turnip brain. You know nothing about classic rock, do you? Nothing at all.
Maybe you'll have one of them on next week when I've quit.
I tell you, yeah, because you're not going to be here next week, are you?
No, I'm gonna be. Do you know what that is? That's
no, it was
Men
out
at
of tune
Work.
again. Do you want me to play?
Men at
of
Work
tune
down
again.
under in Australia.
Men at Work down under in Australia? You mean I come from a land down under? Do you remember their first song?
Yes. The safety dance.
Yes. You can dance if you want to. You'd be no friend of mine.
Is that actually Men at Work?
Yeah, that's.
Oh God,
Yes.
I don't know where that came
And if you don't
from.
dance, you don't dance. You're no friend of mine.
I don't like that song.
It was a terrible song. So anyway, it might be time to go into a little bit of a liquored up thing.
Yeah, it's time.
Has
for,
your mum forgiven you yet for not knowing what liquor was?
Yeah. She sent me all
I'm
sorts
just
of
rubbing
nice...
that in again that you still don't know what liquor is. Yeah.
Well, I've been educating that. It sounds like
Do you mean
it's
like
parsley.
whiskey or something?
Well, look, I didn't know. At least I was honest. I wasn't pretending that I knew. Talking of which, the rest of the chocolates that she sent me for you are really good.
I'm on a diet, mate.
Well, so should I. I'm the fattest I've ever been in my life.
No, I am.
Oh,
so anyway.
that's so funny.
What?
Neil from Down Under literally just liked our one of our tweets.
Which one did
As
you like?
we're talking about
As we're
him
talking, that's
live
hilarious.
on air.
He's a brilliant guy, Neil.
While we're at it, we should also shout out some Australian fan groups. Maybe I'll even get to... Well, I'm going to be in Melbourne, though, so I don't know if...
Is there a group in Melbourne?
If there is, let us know.
I know there's Sydney.
Sydney Hammers, Perth Hammers, Gold Coast Hammers, and the Seaford Irons. All right,
I think it might be time for a pie mashup, mate.
Hey, actually, we should let Rory came up with a name, so we should let him introduce the segment.
Yeah.
Go on then, mate. Take it away.
Welcome to Pie Mashup. Wayne, hit it.
What does he want me to hit?
That thing that you'll start singing now.
Okay, I didn't know if he wanted me to hit you or something. I thought it was a bit violent.
Hit Adam and then play the jingle.
Okay, that sounds like much more fun.
All right, well, we've got some positive chants this week after a nice victory. So without further ado, this song can be tailored for any winning scoreline.
So we'll use the 4-0 then,
We'll
right?
use the 4-0. So quite simple. Rory, you can join in the back. Actually, no, you can wait until you do your own one. We'll give you a shining
Yeah, we'll give you a
moment on your own.
we'll give you a moment of greatness.
We'll give you a shining moment solo. This would be a proud moment for you.
It will be.
It'll be almost as good as that one time you recorded some crap music with the upright bass player of Johnny Cash.
Oh my gosh, you did?
Yeah, true
okay, I'm
story.
not interested. So
This is not an interesting story.
It's really-
That's it.
no, nobody was. So poor Rory. I think we should point out that we actually flew him over here.
Well,
First class post. Was it cramped in that box?
put him in a shipping container with those chocolates and the crisps.
With the Cadbury's Ripples and the
Yeah.
crisps.
That's why they weren't all there.
The government won't like that. You're smuggling people into the country. They'll deport you again. So, are you ready then, Adam?
Yeah.
Ready?
4-0
to the Cockney boys. 4-0 to the Cockney boys. 4-0 to the Cockney boys. 4-0 to the Cockney boys. 4-0
Are we gonna
to
keep
the
going?
Cockney boys. I
We don't
just
need
love
to
it.
keep going.
We don't need to do it anymore. So, but of course, it can be catered to any scoreline.
Yeah, it could be 3-0,
1-0.
2-1. 1-0. It usually is a nil.
Usually
though.
1-0. It's usually 1-0.
Because what's brilliant is, I mean, I've been at games before where we're singing that, we score again, and then it just goes up straight away.
Yeah.
It's good banter.
It's fun. We've got another one as well, and I think we should do the London bit and then do a little homage to our pub, McSwiggan's Irish Pub in the Colony, Texas.
Okay. The first time we did this, the ownership of our pub were there, and they all got their phones out. They were recording.
Yeah, they were all recorded. It was hilarious.
They loved it. But we'll start off with this. So, do you want me to go? How do you want to do it? Oh, East London.
Oh, East London
is wonderful.
Is wonderful.
Oh, East London is wonderful. It's got tits, Fanny and West Ham.
Oh, East London is wonderful. Yes, Adam got it wrong.
Oh, North London.
Oh, North London
is full of shit.
is full of shit.
Oh, North London is full of shit.
It's full of shit, shit and more shit. Oh, North London is full of shit.
Oh, McSwiggins.
Oh, McSwiggins
is wonderful.
is wonderful.
Oh,
Oh, McSwiggins is wonderful. It's full of beer, whiskey.
I can't remember.
It's full of beer, whiskey and West Ham. Oh, McSwiggins is wonderful. The Londoner is full of shit.
It's full of shit.
The Londoner is full of shit. It's full of shit, shit and more shit. The Londoner is full of shit. And of course, we're referring to Arsenal, Chelsea, and all of those other teams that beat us all the time.
And that go to the Londoner because we have a much better place.
Yeah, we do.
McSwiggins.
Yeah,
I always forget the words. I always get the words.
You
to
always get the words.
Bit.
Yeah, because you want to say Tits, Fanny, and West Ham again, don't you?
Well, I know, usually because Cat's behind the bar as well, so I can't help myself.
I love those songs. I think we should turn it over to Master Rory.
Oh yeah, Rory, you can have a chant
Come on,
now.
Rory.
So this is all to you. This is your prize for coming up with a segment. You got flown out to the West Ham is Why We
In a
Drink
box.
podcast to have a solo. It's going to be great. Take it, whatever song you want.
I've been so stitched up here because I'm terrible at singing. But
No one wants to hear that, Rory. Sing the song.
Sing it.
so I've changed my mind about what I'm going to sing.
I don't care.
I was going to sing Christian Daly, You Are the Love of My Life, because I absolutely loved that song.
Uh-huh.
And when he controlled that football with his bollocks against Ipswich in a playoff semi-final, absolutely amazing.
Cock shot in the history of cock.
Yeah.
Any man who's willing to do that for my club deserves his own song.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do something that's made me laugh every time I've heard it this season. So the first time...
Well, Adam's saying, hello, Rory, how you doing?
The first time, or every time Adam's spoken a normal sounding volume voice. No, so the first time I heard it is when Newcastle came to the London Stadium. And then we heard it when we went to Stamford Bridge. And it goes, winning away, how shit must you be? We're winning away.
He has got a really terrible voice, hasn't he?
I warned you.
Do the Christian Daly one, though.
Do Christian Daly as well. Come on.
Oh, Christian Daly, you are the love of my life. Oh, Christian Daly, I'll let you shag my wife. Oh,
Christian Daly, I want curly hair too. He's terrible. He's terrible.
What just happened?
Now I know
terrible.
why you wanted me to sing that song.
That's why. That's why he wanted you to do it.
So, well, I mean, that's been the end of an effective podcast.
I think so. You know what?
Effective?
Without any cuts, we're already at like 3 hours and 15 minutes.
Well, we've got some cool things coming up. The first thing I want to tell you about is we're going to alternate the shot out with something very different.
Oh, I like this idea. You know why? You know why I really like it?
Why?
Because I came up with it.
Well, I mean, it was really a team effort.
Well, I came up with it, Rory. I came up with
Your idea was crap.
My idea was great.
I took a piece of crap and turned it into a diamond.
I laid a gold turd, basically. a gold turd of an idea.
Anyway, we're going to have a bit of fun. It's going to involve some Hammers supporter groups. So
Yeah.
What we'll say is that if you are in
If you're
a West Ham
game.
supporters club and you're interested in being involved in a segment, it's going to be a bit of a competition.
And there'll be a prize at the end of it.
There will be a prize. Send
Nothing
us
worth anything,
a
of
DM. No, it will be.
will be?
I'm going to put something. I'm going to put something in, and we're hoping this will be an annual thing. It could be really fun.
It could go worldwide, Adam.
Well, I mean,
Maybe not. Maybe not.
My name that I think I'm going to call. Well, we're coming up with names. Can I say what I thought?
No,
we
because
should
if you say it, then we're tied to it.
do? Well, it's just a perspective name.
Okay,
Rory,
so-
do you think the fans should hear a perspective name of the new segment?
No.
Thank you, Rory. I appreciate it. Rory, you're invited. Hey, what are you doing next week, Rory?
Well, he's going back. Well, fine. Something fun's coming up. If you're in a supporters club, DM us.
That's good. We're also we've got another couple of things. We've got Adam likes the name of this segment. It's called Podheads.
Why?
Why?
Oh, because pod rhymes with cod, and I love playing Call of Duty.
No,
Yeah, good idea.
It's more edible than what it normally is. That's really what it is. That's all I
Cut
can
that.
say. Well, we'll be going around and highlighting some of the best pieces of podcasts and YouTube channels. And of course, you've already heard our top 5, which we're going to continue with. And we're actually going to have special guests. But it's going to be an exciting year, 2020.
Yeah.
Kicking it off with episode 20 in 2020.
Yeah, and we also want to thank our partners at American Hammers TV.
No, we don't.
Network. I mean,
Sodom.
Hammers Poles.
Tim, I love you, but sod you.
Drinkawaredesign.com, Press Parts Inc.
Press Parts. That's your company, you plonker.
Well, I mean, I may as well plug my own
actually, you're the
business.
only one who's actually really sponsored us because you're the one that bought the cables for the microphones.
And I'm paying for the old, what's it called?
Yeah, you're paying for the podcast site.
Yeah. So I guess I actually am sponsoring us.
So it's Press Parts Inc. So what do you guys do there?
No, I'm not
we don't
about
really
my
care
company.
anyway. We don't care. And thanks to all of our listeners, because without you, we wouldn't have a podcast or anything of that nature.
Well, we would.
Well, we would. We just wouldn't have any listeners because we're so egotistical. We would love to do this regardless of whether people listen or not, right?
Oh, gosh. No.
I have fun doing this.
Yeah, I mostly have fun doing it.
Yeah, I do. At
least
when you run out in a strop.
well, at least I get to listen to something new every week and not know what's coming. So Wayne's available to sign breasts if anyone...
Sign what?
See, that you're going to cut that.
Don't forget to share our podcast with your friends.
Here we go.
And retweet and all of that sort of stuff. And hey, listen, I just put a contest out on Twitter that people can actually get involved in.
Yeah, I did. I saw all the notifications. I won't lie, I didn't bother looking at what
I know,
you put,
but it's actually it's a
pretty
pretty good contest.
What is it?
It's basically they have to go on Twitter, they have to like us, they have to share our tweet, they have to retweet the tweet, they have to subscribe to our podcast, and then they have to basically say who is so far their Hammer of the Year. Because if they do that, I'm going to pull a person's name out of the hat in 2 weeks' time, and when you're back, of course. And that person wins a West Ham is Why You Drink t-shirt.
Oh, am I going to be paying for that as well?
No, I've already got it, mate. Probably, yeah. So thank you, Press Parts, for playing for the.
I guess I'm sponsoring this new contest. Am I allowed to enter it?
Yeah,
because I don't have a West Ham is Why You Drink t-shirt.
Sure you can. Yeah, well, I figured we could get one each.
All right.
Oh, well, yeah.
To be honest, I'd rather get one when I don't have to buy it in extra large.
Okay, then we can wait a while. So don't forget to follow us on Twitter and everything. And Adam, you know he's gone a whole episode without saying what he usually says.
Stay positive, love your life.
I agree with you, Adam.
Well, that's because we are quite positive. We actually won. People don't need
doesn't
reminding
it feel
of
good?
it.
It feels
people don't
really
need talking
good.
off the ledge because people are like, finally, there's a week that... Not only did we win, it's the first time we've won without conceding a goal by 4 goals or more
Unbelievable.
since 2007.
Oh, my God.
That's how long it's been. We've been out celebrating last night. We had a few shandies and...
After that match, I went celebrating with Billy and Phil over at Billy's house. I got so ratted. Completely ratted.
Anyway, drink responsibly, everybody. West Ham is why we drink responsibly.
Thanks,
remember,
Billy and
that's
Wendy, for inviting me over. And thanks, Phil and Veronica.
Yeah, thanks, Phil and Vaginica.
So, Phil and Veronica?
Vaginica, that's her name.
Vaginica, is that her name?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Adam, say cheers, West Ham.
Cheers!
Bubbles in the air, they fly and so high. Like my dreams, they fade and die. Like dreams, always hiding. I looked everywhere. I forever like bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. I forever like bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. I forever bubbles, pretty bubbles in the air. They fly and so high. Like my dreams, they fade and die.